Okay, we're going to open up the meeting at 11:03. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hoorah. Mr. Mannery, please call roll.
Trustee Chiccanetti.
Present.
Trustee Hillier.
Present.
Trustee Pennock.
Present.
Fiscal Officer Patriarca.
He's present. He just stepped out of the room.
Patriarca. Stepped out of the room, but
Anyone?
I
I just watched that movie this weekend. I did.
Yeah, it was on Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a motion to, I need a motion to approve the minutes from the October 5th, 2020 meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Mannery, please provide us a summary of the work session.
Thank you, Sheriff. Mr. Chairman, the trustees discussed potential CARE Act purchases at the work session. The trustees received a request from Riverside High School for a sub-grant if we have any funds left from coronavirus, and trustees, or I'm sorry, from CARES Act. Trustees said if we have money at the end, we would. The trustees discussed the 2021 appropriations with the fiscal officer. The trustees heard a request. I passed along a request to the trustees from a resident for a street light at the intersection of Prestwick Path and Blaze Nemeth, and I am going to ask the developer if they can assist us with that. The fire chief talked about health in the fire department, and one of the firefighters was diagnosed with COVID-19. The fire chief explained 2 recent hazardous material calls that the department had. He also gave an update on the ladder truck and a rescue squad that we've purchased. The service director gave a summary for high grass cutting and assessments in 2020. He discussed how we're going to handle the curbside leaf collection in November. And he also discussed the brush drop-off area is now open, or starting on November 2nd, will be open Monday through Friday for the month of November. It will end, those hours will end, the weekday hours will end in November 30th, pardon me. The the zoning inspector discussed text amendments that he's working on. He talked about revisions to the fee schedule. The assistant zoning inspector discussed the signage at Tractor Supply, and that's what we did.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Mannery. Mr. Pennock?
Mike, could you repeat the street lighting?
Yes.
Your comment down at Fairway Pines area?
Yes. A resident had called and asked if the trustees would install a street light at the intersection of Prestwick Path and Blaze Nemeth Road. The trustees asked me to contact the developer and see if they will assist us with if they will place the street light there as part of the rest of the street lights they put on the street.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, is there any old business from the floor? So if there's anybody listening in on the line, streaming this feed, if there's old business that you would like to discuss, this would be the time. If there's new business, that'll be coming up shortly. So is there any old business from the floor? Okay, is there any new business from the floor? And again, anybody streaming online, if you would like to speak, this would be your time.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Jim Corrigan. I'm on 515 Prestwick Path. And I just wanted to reiterate, I was a person that asked about having a streetlight put in at the intersection of Prestwick Path and Blaze Nemeth. Just basically concerned about the safety. It's a 40-mile-per-hour road. And at night, if somebody trying to find the development and kind of misses it, they could end up slamming on their brakes and then causing an accident behind them. And so just kind of a safety issue. And I'm very pleased that you guys are willing to take this up and check with the developer to see if they'll help.
Yeah, so Mr. Corrigan, Chuck Hillier. So yeah, we discussed it in rather length during our meeting. And at this point here, we're going to contact the developer and see if he will take this on. I live somewhat in the neighborhood, not far, and so I was driving it the other night. In the township, we don't always have lights at these exits or entrances to main roads like that, but there is one at the, there are some there on Blaze Nemeth at some of the other entrances. If you go down Bacon Road, so that's a county road. Also, Bacon Road is a county road also, and if you drive down Bacon Road, you'll see the same thing where there are not lights at most of the entrances, but we understand your concern. We're going to take this route first, see what happens, and hopefully we can get them on board to work with us. So when we know more, we can let you know. If you'd like to send an email, you can send an email to our administrator.
I have an email.
You have his email?
Corrigan.
Okay, well, then I tell you what, then, Mr. Corrigan, then once we know more, then Mike can communicate back to you and let you know what the status is, and we can go from there. Is that good?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome, and welcome to the community. Are you coming from another community or from within the township?
I actually came from Wickliffe. I'm very excited to be here.
Well, welcome.
Well,
Thank
and
you.
Thanks for taking the time to join the meeting remotely today. And I think you're actually the first person we've had join and speak at a meeting.
Well, I don't think it'll be the last one because I do kind of enjoy government stuff. So.
All right.
Wonderful.
Very good. Is there anything else you have?
No, that's it. Just want to thank you guys.
All right. Thank you. Is there anybody else out there listening for new business would like to speak? This is your time. Please unmute. There is nobody else out there. We're going to move on with our meeting and continue with the Lake County Sheriff's Office report. We have our esteemed County Sheriff, Sheriff Liam Bruno. You want to please come up here? Yeah, and you can speak to the microphone.
Okay. It was a busy September. We had one UFO land. We talked to the pilot. He thought he was landing on Venus. We told him it's Earth, so he had to go back.
He took off.
He took off. Actually, we had 1,429 calls for service. We had 2 injury accidents, 13 property damage accidents that we handled. We've made 25 arrests in September. 4 were domestic violence, 8 drug arrests. We had 5 people arrested for driving intoxicated. We did have 4 people at pet processors on Bacon Road. They went in to explore and got lost in there. So they called us and we got them out. And
Inside the plant?
that happens quite often. So they were cited for criminal trespass. What's really dangerous about going into pet processors is there are open areas where you can drop a number of stories if you're not paying attention, and it's very dark in there. It's a very dangerous place to go into. But I understand there's a group that goes to these abandoned places to walk around and explore and take pictures and say they visited there. Pet processors is a very dangerous place to go into. So I know they have some security there, and we check it as often as we can. But I would encourage that word to get out. Don't go into. It's a very dangerous place to go into. We handled 35 alarms. We were busy on traffic. We issued 11 citations, gave out 211 warnings. We had 48 traffic details that we handled. We did 195 business checks and 91 crime prevention checks for people at open doors, open garage doors, to talk to them about that, visited construction sites. Numerous investigations, really, to tell you the truth, hundreds. But to give you some idea, we handled 23 animal complaints, 21 ATV complaints, 31 civil complaints, 30 noise complaints, 38 parking violations. where we gave out 36 warnings and 2 citations. 77 suspicious persons vehicle complaints. We did 30 lockouts, so we're trying to help residents there, and 33 trespass complaints. So we're trying to get out to people and try to mix those up. Only thing I'd like to add is encourage people to download our phone app. So if you go to your phone applications on your smartphone and type in Lake County OH, it's a free app, and it gives you updates on if we close roads, if there's an accident and want you to divert traffic, if there's an emergency, it will come up as a flash bar. You'll get an alert to that, but it also has places for you to call in anonymously to give any complaints or suspicious things that you've seen. So people have been using that. You can see who's in jail. You can see where sexual predators are at in your area through mapping. It has all the numbers to contact the sheriff's office. And I think it's probably got one of the best weather apps available right now.
There's other app on that too?
Yes.
Really?
So if you go, when you look at, the opening face at the bottom are 2 things, blogs. So you can see we do a lot of press releases on Facebook.
Huh.
But if you don't have Facebook, all our social media pops up on that. So you can see our social media. But we also have a thing on blogs. So if you post blogs, it has news releases that we give you on blogs. And then also located at the bottom of the app is the weather app. So it gives you weather alerts for our area, which are important during the winter. And it's got a great radar system to it. So it's probably the best weather app that I see out there right now.
So I wanted to ask you, I was going to call you and ask you on that. Is that the company that you contracted, is that sort of like a not a template per se, but a program that they have that communities you buy the app and it's
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Afterwards, I'd like to get some information from you on that.
And so they do a number of apps, but they we use that format for our sheriff's app.
Yeah. Okay, great.
So it's very interactive and it gives a lot of great information that people need.
Chief, I think there's something wrong with the app though. It's identifying my phone and it says local, but it says we're in Painesville, Ohio. And this is obviously the township. It
I'll get
doesn't
that
identify.
corrected.
Thank you, Chief.
I will get that corrected first.
Thank you, Sheriff. It's Sheriff, and I'm doing it.
We will get that corrected.
Can you add some color to it also? So it'll be like my
Okay.
News 3 app?
And I'll make your picture bigger on it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And just to update you, we're also busy in the county. We have probably about 365 people in jail today, so the jail's pretty full. And during the beginning of COVID, we didn't let people out of jail, but they reduced some of the activity in our area because of the court. So we got down to 200. Things opened up in July, so we're back up to about 365. And so it's a busy place.
Yeah.
And we have more felons today. When that first opened, we had 2/3 misdemeanors, 1/3 felons. Very active with the Lake County courts. That has reversed. We're now 2/3 felons and 1/3 misdemeanors. So,
What's your percentage of drug cases you think on those felons?
they estimate drugs and alcohol are related in some way to about 50% of all arrests today.
Wow.
So yes, drugs are a huge issue.
So Sheriff, I just got texted by somebody actually who's watching, and they said last night at the park we have, the Chrysalis Park, there was somebody drove a pickup truck on the pathway and they sat there for about 10 minutes. I know you guys are patrolling it, but if you could pass that along.
Yes, I will.
And we may even have that on camera, on video?
I think we do, and actually, I think the pickup truck was there, it had a dirt bike in the back of it. They ended up unloading the dirt bike, the truck left, and somebody rode off on the dirt bike.
Well, if you have any film, we can certainly take that. We had from Dollar General in Perry, we had theft from Dollar General. And our Facebook works really good. So we put it out on Facebook, and we've since identified the individual doing that. So
Comments
that
always
really
provide
helps out.
entertainment, too.
Pardon?
The comments always provide a little bit of
Yes.
entertainment as well.
And there's entertainment, yes. So,
Mike, if you could work with the sheriff on that video, it would be helpful. Okay. Hey, let me ask you also, let me interrupt you here, but you mentioned the ATVs. I know you guys had a big, lack of a better word, a sting operation back in the summertime, and you did a nice job cracking down. Is there any more follow-up on that, or can you give an update?
we will as best we can, because they're all over. I mean, it's everywhere, and I've spoken to other police departments out, east here, and it's an issue everybody's having to try to stay on top of it. It's difficult, but we are still doing that.
Okay. And then you mentioned also during your report, you guys do inspections or notifications on garage doors open. That went by kind of quick as you were discussing that. Could you touch on that again?
We try to let people know, because what people stealing from neighborhoods drive by and look at, oh, that looks nice in that garage. I'll come back there tonight or tomorrow night and take those bikes, take that lawnmower, whatever it is that's easily taken. So we encourage people, keep your garage door closed all the time. Even when you're home during the day, it's just an open view of people to see what they might
you have
like to
available.
add to their inventory.
Interesting. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions for Chief? Sheriff?
You mentioned lockouts. Can you schedule a lockout at his house? Can you
Yes,
lock him out?
we will do that.
Nothing else.
Okay, very good.
Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to department reports. Start off with service. Mr. Thompson?
Yes, I just want to let everybody know that the brush drop-off area at the service garage will be open the month of November, Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 3, and we will continue our Saturday hours from 10 to 2. Painesville Township residents only, and no yard service contractors permitted. And the big thing with leaves this time of year is no plastic bags, because the place that we dump the leaves, there is no cost for them. But if we start dumping materials that they don't accept, then we'll be out of a place to dump.
So residents can either bring them bagged in paper bags, or if they have
Yes.
them tarped in their truck, they can.
Yes, loose leaves or the brown paper bags, you can dump the bags and reuse them if you want, or you can leave the bags there, just no plastic.
Can you review the COVID restrictions of the drop-off area, please, of the guys, why we're there, what their interactions are expected, and
Okay, there's 2 guys there on Saturdays from 10 to 2. Residents that would like assistance unloading their vehicles can ask for it. The experience has been that as the guys, in the past, we would help everybody. They're finding that as they're approaching vehicles now, that the people are kind of waving them off, saying, I'll take care of it myself. But we need to be there to make sure that people are not dumping things that we don't accept, and then also make sure contractors aren't coming in or people from outside of the area. And
they're also cleaning up the area
yeah,
during the
when it gets-
process,
when
because it just
real
gets out of
busy,
hand
we have to-
otherwise.
We have to consolidate the pile, and while that's happening, we kind of stop the cars from coming in while the loader is backing up. So anybody that needs help,
Just
will get
ask,
help.
just
Yes.
ask.
Yes,
Otherwise, they're instructed to stay back.
yes,
Okay, they're still counting the vehicles, though.
yes, we are.
We're just
keeping
not
count of
recording
vehicles.
addresses.
Pardon?
We're just not recording names and
That-
addresses
that's
like we
correct,
used to.
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. The reason I brought that up is I was contacted by somebody who was displeased with the service, and I tried to explain why we're doing what we're doing, and I didn't get, that wasn't a satisfactory answer, but I just wanted to clarify in case anybody's listening, they understand they aren't just standing there collecting a paycheck, they are doing work, and there is instructions applied. So that's why I asked him to clarify. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Okay, move on to fire department. Chief Huffman?
Just a couple brief things. One, I mentioned it in the work session, but just publicly to thank WET from Fairport for coming in and disinfecting and cleaning our fire stations when we needed it done. And also a resident, John Galeta, I forgot to mention this, from Gulfway Pines, who donated 5 cases of hand sanitizer to the fire department, which we distributed to the road department and town hall. So we have some everywhere now. Thank you, John.
Who did that?
John Galeta. He lives on Gulfway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, that's it. Thank
Hey, so how much does WET charge us when they come in to do that?
They did not charge us to come in and do that. They did it as a public service for us to clean the fire station.
Wow. And where are they located at? Fairport?
They're in Fairport, yes.
On High Street.
On High Street.
What's their normal? So what is, I mean, to me, that's WET. What does that describe? What's their normal business function?
Well, it's water extraction team, and normally they come in after they do fire cleanups and
Disaster recon type of
yeah,
stuff.
they do all kinds of cleanups after when there's
Water
disasters
leaks.
or water leaks, things like that. And this because of COVID, they started doing disinfecting and doing disinfection of buildings when there's like exposures and things like that. So that's a big part of their business now, but they do it. They've done it for the fire stations for us twice now when we've needed them to come in. So.
That's impressive. So hats off to both WET and then Mr. Galatia over there in Gulfway Pines. Okay, thank you. All right, we're going to move on to our zoning department. Richard, do you have anything?
Zoning has nothing to add at this time, Mr. Chairman.
All right. And Harley De Leon from zoning?
I would just like to inform the trustees that Best Truck Equipment just went through their conditional or site plan review rather for an addition at 300 Temple Avenue. Best Truck Equipment is purchasing 300 Temple Avenue. They are an amazing business. They're extremely reputable. I've only heard good things about them. They sell lawn and landscape equipment, plows and other snow and ice removal. They do lift gates, towing equipment, and Painesville Township has worked with them in the past.
Yeah,
Bill could speak to. We're really excited about them joining Painesville Township, moving from Willoughby.
They are, so they're relocating.
As of right now, Carlo, the business owner, one of the business owners, Carlo and Chris, it's a father and son. They will be moving parts of their business to the Painesville Township location while waiting for the addition to be completed next year. That's going to be their showroom space. And once that's completed, they will revisit the idea of possibly holding 2 locations. But as of right now, the intent is to eventually move everything over to Painesville Township, but they may be interested in saving the space in Willoughby as well.
Pretty serious operations.
Well, I guess, remind them, I guess, if you talk to them, there is no income tax here in the township, so they may
Sure,
just
that's
consider
probably
moving
real.
all their operations.
We have been dealing with them for years. They're very good
Yeah,
people
they
to
are.
deal with. And they've been very generous in their support of Family Fun Day over the years.
I know
Thanks.
Chris, he's a good guy, so.
Good. Anything else?
And that is it, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. All right, move on to legal advisor, Mr. Iasu.
The only thing I have to report is that my wife is due at the beginning of next month.
Wow.
So I will be likely missing a couple meetings, but Jason will be in attendance at all of the meetings. It's possible I could still make the first meeting next month, but definitely very likely that I won't make the next one and probably the next couple. But Jason will be around, and as you've seen, he usually knows as much, if not more than I do. So he'll be in good hands. So,
Very good.
that's all I have.
This your first one?
First one.
Yeah, plenty of sleepless nights ahead.
Yeah.
Stand by.
We've been trying to get
Rest up now, buddy.
to sleep now. Reading a lot of books, trying to figure out how to get him to sleep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, going to move on to our administrator, Mr. Mannery.
Mr. Chairman, just to let everyone know that Painesville Township will observe Halloween this year on Saturday, October 31st, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Participation is totally up to the residents and the families. Township trustees are not regulating Halloween. That's all I have.
Mask required? Scary?
Yeah, but you gotta wear masks.
You definitely gotta wear a mask.
Scary masks required?
On Halloween, you can take one off. And
Thank you.
I can move on to our fiscal officer, Mr. Patriarca.
I request a resolution to amend the permanent appropriations for the 2020 fiscal year as follows. General fund, $1,016,777. Motor vehicle license, $50,000. Gasoline tax, $300,000. Road and bridge fund, $1,811,474. Police district, $769,771. Fire district, $5,404,219. Permissive motor vehicle license tax, $200,000. Coronavirus relief fund, $988,701.64. Lighting assessment, $137,610. And OPWC grant, $300,000, for a total of $10,978,552.64.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anything else?
That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Patriarca. Trustees, going to move on to resolutions. I need a motion to request a resolution to declare the month of November to be Diabetes Awareness Month in Painesville Township.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to request a resolution to approve payment of $6,375 to Dude Solutions for general configuration for the zoning software for the zoning department.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to request a resolution to approve payment of $3,900 to Albers and Albers for professional services rendered for economic development.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to request a resolution to approve payment of $9,051.45 out of the CARES Act fund to Grand River for covering extra hours due to COVID.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to request a resolution to approve payment of $18,928 out of the CARES Act fund to Mentor Office Center for the purchase of chairs and tables for easy sanitizing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to request a resolution to approve payment of $14,947.96 for a down payment on the Station 1 renovation for social distancing paid out of the CARES Act fund to Gem Construction.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And I need a motion to request a resolution to adopt a proposed revision to the schedule of zoning fees to be effective October 21st, 2020, and to be attached to the Painesville Township zoning resolution.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Trustees, anything else?
Nope.
No, sir.
I need a motion to adjourn at 11:31.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, we are adjourned.
Thank you.